Handmade Path. Lou Gingrin's calligraphy is letterpress printed on Amanda Degener's custom-made paper that has both English and Chinese text randomly visible. Gingrin's calligraphy combines ancient Chinese characters to communicate a hand growing out of a heart. This book invites you to bring your own heart towards a beyond that is in these pages. I am making this video to tell you about Handmade Path, a new artist book co-published by Lou Gingrin, a Chinese book designer, and myself, Amanda Degener, a hand paper maker and artist. An invitation was sent to artists whose paths Lou Gingrin and I have intersected.
Amanda Degener 做这个短片是为了给你介绍一下吕金人，中国书籍设计者，和他 Amanda 手指造纸者共同出版的艺术家书籍《手行道》。我是 Andrew Ensign， 给他翻译和录音。我的好朋友吴鹏设计了给大家寄的请帖和早期版本的书，还帮了中英翻译，都是对手行道的最早的阶段非常重要的。手行道包括57位国际的艺术家写他们是为什么造纸或者造书的，他们透露一些他们的故障和突破，书籍之无关，看数字装置和看有形的书籍之区别，还有他们的下一个梦想中的计划。他们手写的信是与他们的作品、他们的手在劳动和他们的肖像的影像结合的，都结果一本美观的250页的书。
A good friend, Peng Wu, designed the invitation that was sent to artists and the early version of the design for the book. His help with English-Chinese translations were essential in the early stages of Handmade Path. Jack Mador took the photos of all the letters. Handmade Path includes 57 international artists writing about why they make paper and books. They reveal what were some of their breakdowns and breakthroughs, the 5 senses of the book, the difference between reading a digital device and reading a book, and their next dream project. Photos of their handwritten letters, combined with images of their work, their hands working, and their portraits, result in this handsome 350-page book. Handmade Path is dedicated to the recently deceased artist, hand paper maker, and educator, Richard Flavin.
手行道是献给最近去世的艺术家、手指造纸者和教师 Richard Flavin。
Shaosheng block printed his answers to the questions on thin, repurposed paper. We included both the front and the back of his letter.
刘小象是在改变用途的锡纸上用木板印刷了他的回答。我们把他的信的前面和后面都包括了。
thousands of talented international book designers, paper makers, and book artists who could have contributed to Handmade Path. We invited artists whose paths we have intersected. For this reason, most of the contributors live in China or the USA, but there are also artists from Germany, Canada, Norway, France, Japan, Korea, and Taiwan. We asked the participants to respond using their handwriting, and most of them did. Multiple languages and the different ways people write on different kinds of paper convey textural warmth. The letters can be read in their entirety, but we also printed excerpts of their letters translated English to Chinese or Chinese to English for the fold-out flaps. These are included with images of their hands working, portraits of the artists, images of their work, and biographies or statements. Steve Sorman, an artist whose work shows he has a deep knowledge of printing on hundreds of different kinds of paper, writes, "Paper is a perfect ground for a word or image to light upon. What happens then is how well they are imagined." Ira Hamaji and Don Farnsworth have been collaborating together since 1981 when Magnolia was founded. Magnolia Editions is a fine art print studio in Oakland, California, making multiple and unique pieces for well-known artists such as Chuck Close, Kiki Smith, Bruce Conner, Squeak Carnrath, Wen Liu, Enrique Chagoya, and William Wiley, to name a few. A student of Timothy Barrett, Radha Pandley's book, Deep Time, has been adapted from contour maps of the Himalayan range. Depending on which way the book is read, these cut shapes appear to sediment on one side and erode on the other.
纸张是有温度的，纸张是有人的感情，纸张拥有时间的痕迹。我们请了参加者亲笔回答，大部分就这么回答了。多样的语言和人家在不一样的纸上的不同的写法，表达质地上的温暖。写的信是能传温度，可是我们还答应了翻译的中英或者英中节省才能摊开的护封上。这些信包括艺术家的作品，他们的手在劳动和他们的肖像的影响，还有他们的传记或者陈述。
Accompanying the great amount of wisdom in these letters, there are 25 different scanned, then printed images of handmade paper tabs. Mary Hebner took the time to handwrite 11 pages. One of the things she says is that a digital book is straight as an arrow, a real book quivers.
阅读 Nakagaki Nobu 的陈述，能看到 Nakagaki 设计工作室正在追求以别的生活方式和有人与自然之共存的目标的思想为基础的设计。他这么回答第4个问题，关于书籍之无关。书籍被剥夺无关的话，他们就会死。
When reading Nakagaki Nobuo's statement, we find that Nakagaki's design studio is pursuing designs based on alternative lifestyles and ideas that aim for coexistence between humans and nature. When he answers the 4th question about the 5 senses of the book, he writes, "If books are deprived of the 5 senses, they will die."
电子书阅读反而让我读更多纸质书，它是亲人故友。我在很多方面都发展到了这个地步，突破和崩溃的区别几乎无法辨认。我几乎讨厌我所做的一切，然后在瞬间毫不犹豫地觉得自己很幸运。我指的是这件事本身。我可以这样说，是那些与我对话的人，以及与他们对话的人，让我感觉到突破几乎是惊人的。最后，我对事情本身常常是矛盾的。那么事情一定是对反复出的疑虑的矛盾心理一种不信任。
Jill Littlewood says, "I had to stop flying out the door with my ambitions, but I never would have gotten the pieces I have if I hadn't gone for something grand and impossible. As for tasting, I don't think of it much in relationships to books and paper, but I do remember years ago when I would walk into the venerable paper shop, McManus and Morgan in Los Angeles. I would start to salivate. It was such a powerful and surprising, somatic response. I took it seriously, and I realized I wanted to do more than buy papers. I wanted to make them." Miki Nakamura, living in France, makes sculptural work from cooking then pulling kozo. Her work is both poetic and theatrical. She says there is no digital equivalent to the sound and the tactile sensation of turning sheets of paper.
人与纸的接触的手、心、眼相互配合，获得多维感知，也是直达内心的体验。
One Bo writes, "The contact between people and paper is the cooperation of hands, heart, and eyes to obtain multidimensional perception, and it is a direct experience of the heart." George Roberts writes, "My work as an artist has gravitated towards the three-dimensional, to the making of books, paper making, letterpress printing, illustrating, and binding. This sense of the book as a sculptural work has led me towards a more studied consideration of audience, not only how one might read a text, but how one holds it, feels its weight, smells it, listens to the breathing sounds of the turning pages. At the same time, I have become interested in creating work which addresses local and social issues, and which involves the audience members in the current terms of their own lives and communities." About the five senses, Jan Owen writes, "Vision, a book is enclosed communication. Touch, how the hand slides across soft and crisp paper. Hearing, sharp paper crackle, soft paper hush. Smell, dark scent of sumi ink. Taste, pencil held in mouth."
仔细看看中鱼的独特的装帧，打开书就能看见两个眼睛，然后这张照片里容易看见书籍是有鼻子的。150本由手制造的纸盖上的隔胶盒，再有200本是由盒子加凸版印刷的磁铁钩子的，一共350本出版了，价钱分别是$475或者$325。我们再找在中国的经销商。现在在美国想买的人可以去 amandadegner.com Minnesota Center for Book Arts 明州书籍艺术中心或者 Vamp and Tramp。 投稿人的作品的强力在这本书里讲话。旅京人的书法结合古老的汉字，为了传达从心里长出来的手。这本书邀请你把自己的心带去在夜里的远处。所有的端板是用手制造的亚麻纸，后来染了2层靛蓝，2层胡桃，最后涂上凝胶。图书封面是在特制手制造的纸上凸版印刷的，有英语和中文的字胡乱地看得见。
150 copies have a clamshell box covered with handmade paper, and 200 have a case with letterpress printed magnetic clasp, with a total of 350 copies made. We are looking for a Chinese distributor. Currently, copies are available from amandadegner.com, Minnesota Center for Book Arts, or Vamp and Tramp in the United States.